Good morning, dear student. In today's class of Design of Advanced RCC Structure, we will discuss about the design of shear wall. Okay. Earlier, we have discussed about the portal frame, building frame, their design steps we have learned. Okay. From today, we will start design of shear wall. So let's start the class. First of all, what is shear wall? Okay. So this is a very important member of a multi-story building. If we construct a multi-story building, so there is a chance of lateral thrust, lateral loading. To resist these lateral loadings, the shear wall is an important component. We generally bear the lateral loads and transfer them on the footing. And the source from which these lateral load occur are basically wind and earthquake. These are the basic reasons for the lateral thrust. So to resist this type of effects, the lateral effect by these components, we generally construct shear wall on our multi-story building. So in structural engineering, shear wall is a vertical element, right, of a seismic force resisting system. The whole system, what we generally construct or provide in our structure to resist the seismic effect, in that assembly, shear wall is an important component that is designed to resist in plane lateral forces. The forces which are generally occur on the plane of that particular vertical wall, like right, typically wind and seismic loading. The basic reasons for the lateral thrust are wind and seismic effects. In many jurisdictions, the International Building Code and International Residential Code governs the design of shear wall. So there is no any separate handbook or design code regarding shear wall design for the design of shear wall. We use various handbooks, various codes for the design of shear wall. Okay, as we will talk about IS 456 1978. And if we talk about the handbook or IS code regarding earthquake, in both the codes, the specific or complete phenomena, complete procedures will have not been discussed regarding shear wall. Okay, so we have to use both of them for the for calculations of various parameter and various other sources also, right? The shear wall resists load parallel to plane of the wall. The plane was generally parallel to wall by through which the load is beared by shear wall. Shear walls are typically light framed or braced wooden wall with shear panels. Light framed structures by the help of light framed structure we can make shear wall, or by the braced wooden walls with the help of panels, and by RCC walls, by reinforced masonry walls, or by steel plates, we can construct shear wall. Shear wall can be constructed in any of the above materials or pattern, right? It depends on the magnitude of load, type of building, various parameter on which the selection of the material or pattern depends for the shear wall. Okay, we can completely construct an RCC wall from bottom to top, or we can construct a framed structure in which, with the help of vertical and horizontal component, we use the panels between these frame components. So in any manner we can construct shear wall. It completely depends on the locations where we are constructing our multi-story building, the magnitude of load, the how much earthquake prone area that is. So a lot of factors generally affect the construction or design of shear wall. In this picture we can identify how the shear wall are placed in a multi-story building. This is shear wall, this is shear wall. Okay, shear wall means completely RCC wall from top to bottom. Okay, so here that is not column, the edges are constructed in the that way that they look like column. Okay, edges, top and bottom and side edges, and shear wall consists its own foundation system. Okay, because shear wall not only consist lateral loading or transfer lateral loading, as well as it also transfer the vertical loadings through it. If the vertical load applied on it, it will completely work like a column. So it is designed on the basis of column. Our columns concept is used here for design of the shear wall for this type of loading, vertical loading. And here is again a shear wall. So the location of shear wall, what should be the exact location, that is decided by the designer. Okay, the designer will recommend the position of shear walls. Like here is we have a plan of a multi-story building, for example. So what should be the exact location for the shear wall, that will depend on the area where we are constructing our structure, the magnitude of load, the effect of our magnitude of earthquake generally occur on that particular area. So a lot of factor, on the basis of a lot of factor, we decide the place of location of a shear wall. Shear wall will be placed at such position from where it will ensure the maximum lateral stability to the structure. That is plan. If we talk about elevation, okay, we have taken a frame from here and we have draw it here. That is the elevation view of that multi-story building, like that, any number of flooring. So the location or placement of shear wall is chosen on the basis of that the structure should ensure maximum lateral stability. If there are lateral thrust, against the lateral thrust, structure should be stable and stop buckling, like that. So location or placement of shear wall is important. Especially we provide in residential building, as we know, the building bylaws prefer are bound us there a compulsion for the lift in a multi-story building. If we are constructing a multi-story building, we have a compulsion to construct lift on that particular building. The area of the lift is generally covered by the shear walls. Okay, but that is not compulsory all the time. We only place the shear wall on the area of lift. Okay, if that is not sufficient, so we can place anywhere else also some extra shear walls, and the shear wall detailing is specifically shown on the drawing with the dark sets. Okay, like if we are placing shear wall here, the details of shear wall will be describe here. How much length of shear wall will be constructed here. If we are placing here a shear wall and here a shear wall, it will be clearly described on the drawing, the location of the shear wall, right? Okay, then the structural design consideration. If we going for design of the shear wall, what parameter, what recommendations we should keep in our mind regarding the shear wall? First of all, about the load and failure mechanism. How much type of load generally occur on that particular shear wall, and what will be the failure mechanism of that shear wall under the various category of loading. So a shear wall is a stiffer in its principal axis, as every cross section. Every cross section about its principal axis is stiffer than the other cross section axis. Then it is in other axis. Okay, it is considered as primary structure which provides relatively stiff resistance to vertical and horizontal forces. According to regarding both forces acting on its plane. Under the combined loading condition, a shear wall develops compatible axial, shear, torsional, and flexural strain, resulting in a complicated internal stress distribution. Right. So the shear wall is basically designed for every reaction parameter. There may be a shear, torsion, axial force, bending, flexure, anything can be occur at that particular shear wall. So we will design the shear wall for all the reaction parameters, right? And if we talk about the failure patterns we can see here. With the lateral loads, the shear wall can be fail like that in the buckling phenomena. If the shear wall is buckle on the extreme tensile fiber, it will cracked like that. Okay. And it can also be fell in such manner the separation of plane can occur on shear wall like that. Here is the lateral load and shear wall is separated in plane by plane, right? Shear wall can also be fell in that pattern. Okay, if the load is distributed on the vertical layers, the shear wall can fail like that pattern. And if the vertical loading are acting on the shear wall, it will completely behave as a column. The column generally behave under the compressive load. At the same manner, shear wall will also behave. and the buckling will occur like that. If there is a axial load applied at a considerable eccentricity from the centroidal point, then it will definitely create a buckling on that particular column. So particular shear wall. So we will design that shear wall as per the columns specifications. Okay, we will use SP16, and with the help of SP16 handbook, we will design shear wall. So these are the basic general patterns of failure of shear wall. And at the time of design of shear wall, we will keep in our mind all the patterns, how much type the shear wall can generally fail. If we talk about the reinforcement detail, reinforcements are placed like that. In general shear walls, the reinforcement is placed like that. It's a base or footing for the shear wall. It have its own separate reinforcement, okay, and that is the main shear wall. In main shear wall, the edges are placed in the edges. The reinforcement are placed in a different way, like column. In both the edges, the density of, you can see the density of reinforcement or RCC is more, and the reinforcement, longitudinal reinforcement are tied up. Okay, the stirrup bars are placed in the edges like the column. But in the span, middle span, the longitudinal and lateral bar are placed, but there is no any stirrup bars. Okay, and they are tied up like the slab. So these are the patterns by which the reinforcement is placed in a shear wall. And if we construct a shear wall in a framed pattern, so here is horizontal boundary element and vertical boundary element. That means the framed structure is constructed and the plates or panels are placed inside these frame. Okay. So the main load carrying skeleton will be these horizontal boundary element and vertical boundary element. The external load will distributed by these frames, okay, not by the panels. We can construct in any pattern the shear wall. It will depend on the magnitude of load, locality, and earthquake prone area, how much it is prone to earthquake. Various parameters decide the type and category of shear wall. Okay. Here we can see the in detail the distribution of reinforcement. Okay, in the edges we can see the density of RCC is more, and they are placed in the pattern like the columns. The stirrup bars are placed. By the stirrup bars, the longitudinal reinforcement are tied up in both the edges, and in top and bottom also they are placed like beam. And the middle span, the steel is RCC is placed as a slab. In the cross section, we can see the detail of RCC. Here, longitudinal and lateral RCC in two layer. Okay. Here, the basement, detail of RCC in basement, and detail of RCC at top, like beam. So, in these patterns, the steel is placed in any RCC or shear wall. So, that's all for today. I hope you have learned something here, and your concept is being clear regarding shear wall. We will discuss in detail about the design in next class. Okay, thank you.